Back, everybody, to America on the Road. This is Jack Nerad along with Chris Teague with you, and we're so glad you're with us. We do appreciate it's road test time. And Chris, you have a vehicle I'm just fascinated to hear about. Tell us about it.
Yeah, just to cut to the chase, Jack, I enjoyed my week with 2025 Honda Civic Sport Touring Hybrid Hatchback, and that's the entire name there. We can just call it the Sport Touring from here on. Honda gave this car a refresh for 2025. It got new styling, a refreshed interior, so it looks nice inside and out. Have you driven, you don't have to have driven the 25, but have you driven a Honda Civic recently, Jack?
I have. I think I drove it for North American Car of the Year, if memory serves. It is North American Car of the Year. It was North American Car of the Year for this past year, or this current year, because we're still in 2025, although we're talking about 2026 model year vehicles, right?
Yeah, so you can get into this car for around $25,000. The Sport Touring trim that I tested starts at around $34,000. There's a big spread. The base pricing is for a gas-only model. This is for the top pricing is for a hybrid. So there are some options in between there. The hybrid has a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine with 2 electric motors and makes 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque, which reaches the front wheels through a continuously variable transmission. Jack, if you were thinking about that, 200 horsepower is the same output that the Civic Si offers. And while this does not have a manual transmission option, 200 horsepower in a car of this size, you feel it. It feels lively. It feels quick. The electric motors help boost the torque off the line, so it feels faster, to accelerate than it would otherwise. And I didn't hate the continuously variable transmission, as much as I rag on them in other brands. I think Honda did a good job of tuning it to make it feel like an automatic transmission as opposed to a continuously variable transmission. And the engine stays pretty quiet in most situations, especially when the electric motors are working. Jack, what do you think of the hybrid's performance compared to something like the SI?
I think it's cool, and I think in some ways you're getting very similar performance and maybe off-the-line performance, so like 0 to 30, for example, might even be better. I haven't tested that, but there's the likelihood that with that electric torque, bang, you get a lot right when you dip into the accelerator, don't you?
Yeah, and it does that while delivering 50 miles per gallon in the city and up to 47 miles per gallon on the highway, which is very solid for any car, especially one with reasonable performance. Honda does a good job with regenerative braking too. I just want to point that out. A few years ago, I tested the Honda Insight, which is sort of their the first vehicle of the newest generation of their hybrid systems, and they put a lot of work into how it feels, so you don't have any of that like grabby, jerky feeling that you may have seen in older hybrid systems, and it just feels really refined and very smooth overall. So no complaints there. The car comes standard with cloth upholstery. My test car had leather upholstery, heated front seats, and a heated steering wheel. So you're getting the best that Honda is offering in the Civic with the Sport Touring model. And it comes with the hybrid models, I should say. Let me take a step back. The hybrid models come with a larger infotainment system with Google built in compared to the gas models. So in the hybrid, you get a 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster and a 9-inch touchscreen. In the gas model, you get 7-inch displays in both places. And the Google built-in really makes this a lot more responsive. Honda's infotainment, Jack, to me is still a little bit clunky, but I do think the Google built-in helps it. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost getting to be the standard, right, to have Google built in. It seems like a lot of, certainly Ford has switched to that recently. We're seeing a lot of General Motors products that have that as well. So it's kind of getting to be industry standard, and it's because it works really well.
It does, and it looks great on the larger screens too. And Honda's done this so that they position the hybrids as their sort of upscale trim, so you get the largest infotainment screens and everything. And they look great. And we complained about Honda's infotainment just a few years ago, but it feels like Toyota's did. It made a big change, and now it's a lot more usable. You get a lot of other great features, so wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth. You get a Bose stereo in some configurations. So really a complete package here, Jack. And for $34,000, I'm not going to complain too much about it. Honda also equips a full line of safety equipment, so automatic emergency braking, forward collision alerts, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alerts, lane keep assist, and more. I don't think there's a whole lot not to like about this price, about this vehicle. I usually come into the end of the segment saying I like everything but the price. But I think I actually can live with the price on this car too.
It's interesting that we can live with a price of mid-30s for a compact vehicle, but I guess it is a bargain. I think at that price because that's just where the market has gone. I guess that's where inflation has gone. I mean, I was looking to buy a corned beef sandwich from my favorite deli in Studio City the other day, and I found the sandwich to be $27. Can you imagine paying $27 for a to-go sandwich? It's a great sandwich. Art's Deli in Studio City, California is a wonderful place to eat, but that kind of blew me away. So I guess that's what we're looking at, and $34,000 is a good price for something like that.
Yeah, I'll just say I hate that we've all recalibrated ourselves this way, but it's where we are.
Yeah. So good vehicle, and it seems like it's full of safety and all that as well. So you got to like that.
Yes, sir.
Of all the Civics, which one do you think you would pick, Chris?
Of the latest generation, I would probably take this one, and that's with me, being a performance car enthusiast. I would take this maybe over the Type R just for the fuel economy and the comfort.
Mm-hmm. Like it, yeah. Well, good report. I appreciate that. I'm sure our listeners do too.